Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about the packages, putting classes together. So the main feature of object-oriented programming is its ability to support the reuse of code. So how are you going to reuse the existing code? So in Java, there is a concept called inheritance. Through inheritance, we are going to reuse the code. How are you going to reuse? By extending the existing classes or extending the interfaces. What if you need to use the classes from other programs without physically copying them into the program under development? This means, suppose if you you want to copy or you want to use the other programs without physically copying from there to your development area. So how are you going to do? So in Java, this is achieved by using the what is known as packages, a concept similar to the class libraries in other languages. So this is something like libraries in C++, STL, standard template library will be there. No, it is something like that. So what actually the packages means? So packages are Java's way of grouping number of related classes and interfaces together into a single unit. So packages means grouping of a number of related classes or interfaces together into a single unit. So that means package acts as a container. Package acts as a container for classes. So what are the benefits? So if you combine a group or if you group a number of classes together. So first benefit is the classes contained in the packages of the other programs can be reused. So if you package it, you can reuse the other programs. In packages, classes can be unique compared with the classes in other programs, other packages. So in packages, classes can be unique compared with classes in other packages. That two classes in two different packages can have the same name. So if there is a naming clash, then class can be accessed with their fully qualified name. That we are going to see later. What is fully qualified name? So what actually he is trying to say is, if there exists a naming clash, or like you are having same name in package 1 as well as package 2, that is allowed in Java. You can use the same name for a class in package 1 and package 2. We are going to differentiate in terms of package 1 and package 2. The classes in packages can be hidden if you don't want other packages to access them. So you can restrict the access of the classes. So if you made the class as a protected or private, you can restrict the other packages to utilize it. So packages also provide a way for separating design from coding. So sometimes there will be a coding for design, and there exists a business logic and presentation logic will be there. So presentation logic is all about design, and the business logic is all about the arithmetic action or arithmetic coding. So that you can separate by using the packages. So the Java Foundation packages, what are the existing packages we have? So Java provides a large number of classes grouped into different packages based on their functionality. So there are 6 foundation packages are there. First one is java.lang package. This is a basic package, so which contains the classes for primitive data types, strings, math functions, threads, and as well as exceptions. So, and we have the next package is java.util. So it is a utility package. It contains the vectors, hash tables, and the date and etc. And we have the another package called java.io. It consists of the all the streaming classes for the input and output. So and another package is java.awt, abstract window toolkit. This is useful for creating the or implementing the graphical user interface. So it is for designing the windows, buttons, menus, etc. And we have the java.net package. This package allows you to establish the connection between any two Java applications. It's for networking. This classes is for networking. And next we have java.applet package. This package is for creating and for implementing the applets. These are the basic foundation, classes. And how are you going to use the system packages? And that means, these existing packages. So if you want to use any package, the packages are organized in a hierarchical structure. For example, the package named Java contains the package AWT. We have seen here, you see here, so you can see here, so java.awt, that example we have taken, or java.lang package. There are two different packages we are going to see now. So you can see here, we have here Java, for example, a package named Java contains the package called AWT, which in turn contains various classes required for implementing graphical user interface. So how are you going to look in a global or hierarchical structure is Java is a root folder. In that we have a subfolder called sub package. You can call like that. So subfolder or a sub package, you can also call like that. So Java package containing lang, AWT packages, and can also contain classes. So this AWT is a sub package inside the Java. So this AWT package may consist of certain classes for graphics, font, and images. So AWT package containing classes. The classes again might consist of the number of methods. Classes containing the methods. So this is how the hierarchical structure will be there. So what is the root structure here? Java is a root folder, and then we have the inside the Java folder we have the lang folder as well as AWT folder. You imagine, try to imagine, then you will understand. And then in AWT folder again we are having different classes: graphics class, font class, image class. Maybe inside the image class or a graphics class and font class, you can have n number of methods. So if you want to access any class, how are you going to access is accessing classes from packages. How are you going to access? There are two ways for accessing the classes which are stored in a packages. Usually, first one is fully qualified class name. You see here, I am going to utilize the math package. So how I am going to use? So I am going to write import space java.lang.math is another sub package which is available in lang. You see, Java is a root folder followed by, it consists of a subfolder called lang. Again, inside the lang folder, we have the math folder. In that, we have the sqrt, square root function. So this is what, if you are providing complete path, then we call it as a fully qualified class name. Fully qualified class name. Or otherwise, another way is import a package and use the class name directly. Then how are you going to use import space java.lang.math? Up to that it is enough. Then if you want to use any specific method, you need to write like math.sqrt. Here we have called a method with the help of class name, because the math is a static class. Math is a static class. So if you want to call any methods of a static class, you need to call that method with the that specific class name. If you want to call the methods which are present in static classes, we have to call that method with the help of class name. So next, if you want to import all the classes in a package, so how are you going to do? Import package name dot star. This is asterisk symbol you have to use. Import space package dot and star you have to use, and semicolon. So it implicitly it will call all the classes which are present there. So, and one more important point is the package statement must appear in the first in your program. So how to create your own package? In order to create your own package, Java supports a keyword called package for creating user-defined packages. So the package is the keyword for creating the user-defined packages. So far we have seen is inbuilt packages. Now what if you want to create a new package? You can create a new package with the help of a keyword called package. So the package statement must be the first statement in the source file, except the comments and white spaces. So you should have the package statement as a first line in your source program, followed by one or more classes. You can see here package space my package semicolon. Now I'm creating my own package called my package. Inside it I am going to create two classes, that is called class A and class B. Now you can see, so a package name is my package and the class is considered as part of this package. So the code is saved in the file class A.java. You can save it as class B.java also, no problem. So located in a directory called my package. You should be very clear while you are creating any package, the package name and the folder name should be same. That is a basic and fundamental concept you have to remember. You see, if you want to create any package, you have to write you have to write the code whatever shown here, and then you have to save this code with class A.java or class B.java, and this class A.java or class B.java you have to save in a folder called my package. My package, inside that folder you have to save. So how to create a sub package? So the classes in one or more source files can be a part of the same package. Suppose you can create a sub package for an existing package. So in order to create that, as packages in Java are organized hierarchically, a sub package can be created as follows. So how are you going to create? So suppose you want to create a sub package called math. So if you want to create like that, so package space my package dot math. This is a root name, that is a header name you have to give. And or otherwise, if you want to create another syntax is package dot my package dot second package dot third package dot. If you want to, like, it is something like hierarchical fashion. That means you have a root folder called my package. Inside that we have another subfolder called second package, and then we have the third package. Like that, in the third package you may save your own files. So store third package in a subdirectory named my package slash second package. Store the second package inside the store the second package and math class in a subdirectory called my package. You can see here second package and math. Second package and math both are having in the same directory called my package. That is, you have to understand clearly, right? You can see this third package is in separate location. So how to access a package? So as indicated earlier, the classes in a packages can be accessed using fully qualified name or using a shortcut, as long as we import a corresponding package. Suppose I want to import all the classes which are present in a particular package. Then I will put like import space package name dot star. So if you want to specifically import a specific sub package, how are you going to do is, the general form is import space package 1 dot package 2 or up to so and so. And then at last you have to give the class name. At last you have to give the class name. This is for fully qualified name. So you can see one of the example, import space my package dot class A. So otherwise you can also import space my package dot second package dot star. You can use that. And otherwise, if you want to import all the classes which are present in a particular package, then you have to import like import space my package dot star. Remember one important point is, if you are importing anything like this, you see import space my package dot star, it will only import the classes or interfaces which are there inside the my package folder only. If you are having any sub package, if you are having any sub folder inside it, inside like my package dot second folder, and that in that whatever files which are there in the second folder will not be imported, which is very you should be very clear in this. So another thing, so how to use a package? So let us store the code listing below in a file name class A.java within the subdirectory named my package, with the current directory is here ABC. the current directory is ABC, and there you have to create my package is a folder name. You have to create a folder inside the ABC folder. So here ABC is my current working directory. So in my current working directory, I have to create one more package called my package. I have to create one more folder called my package. You have to enter into that my package. Then you have to create a class called, so class A. You have to save this, class A.java. It has one method called display A, and we have class B also. And this class A is stored in my package. Remember, it is very, very important. And now, how are you going to use this? So within the current directory, now you have to come out to current directory and store the following code in the file name class x.java. Now you are going to use that class A, which is you have created in my package. You have created class A, or you kept your class A. You kept your class called class A inside the my package. You kept your, you see here where you have created class A, you have created this class A inside the my package. Where is this my package is available? My package is a subdirectory in my current directory called ABC. I have to create, uh, one more folder called my package. You have to enter into that my folder, my package. How are you going to enter? CD space change directory space, or otherwise you can click, simply click on, double click on that particular my package. Or if you are using command prompt, you have to use CD space my package, and then you have to create this particular file. That means how now you try to recollect how, what is the path? The path is ABC is my current directory, and then I have to enter into the my package. Then I can, then only I can be able to see class A. Suppose what if I am there in the ABC folder? If I am there in the ABC folder, then I could able to see only the my package folder name. I cannot able to see what is there inside the my folder, my package. If and only if I enter into that particular, by my package. Then you have to come back to ABC folder. Then you have to create and you have to import my package.class A, and then you can use that. So you see here, I have created an object for class A. I am calling a method display function. A display method I am calling. So how to compile and run it? So when class x.java is compiled, where are you going to compile this class x.java? You have to compile this class x.java in the current working directory called ABC, right? So here ABC is the name, example name I'm considering. So you see, if a class A in a subdirectory called my package, it is not found, the compiler will generate, the compiler will also compiles the class A. So note, it does not include the code of class A into the class X. What happens when the program class X is going to run, the Java class loader, which is available in JVM, it will cause the .class file in a package called my package and loads it. If that file is not available, if that class A dot class file is not available, it will the compiler will generate an error called class not found exception. So once again, I'm repeating how to compile and how to run. So how to compile means, you see here, you have created your own code called class x.java. So in this, how are you going to compile? Java C space in current working directory, you are going to compile like Java C space class x.java. When you have compiled this one, this is going to even compiles the the class A which is available in my package. So if the dot class file is already there, it will not compile it again. It will not again regenerate it. If the dot class file is not there, if only dot Java file is there, the compiler will generate a dot class file, and then it will come back and it is going to compile the class x.java, and now both are going to be executed. So how it is going to be executed? When program class x is going to run, the Java class loader is going to look for the class A dot class file in the package called my package. If it is found, fine. If it is not found, it is going to generate an exception called class not found exception. It is clear, right? Now, so using a package, like these are the example I have taken. So let us consider, let us store the code using the below in a file name called class A.java within the subdirectory named second package. So within the current directory, say ABC. Now I'm creating one more package where in that same current working directory. Now this ABC directory consists of, my package as well as second package, two direct. I'm having two sub packages. Oh, sorry, two packages. In that, in this particular specific package, I am creating a special class called class C. Yeah, I am also having no display function. So now see, with the current, again come back to the current directory and you create, class X, class Y. Here it is not class X. You have to create a class Y.java. So I'm importing my package.class A and importing, second package.class C. So what I'm creating, what I'm doing is, so you can call your own display functions. Object A dot new class A, object C dot. I'm creating an object for the class A and as well as class C. So you can call a specific functions, class A dot display, class C dot display. It simply calls, no problem at all. So this is how the output will come. So production and packages. So how the production is going to be there in the packages. So all the classes accessible to all others in the same packages. All classes or interfaces are accessible to all other in the same package. So class declared in a public in one package is accessible within the another. Non-public class is not accessible. If a class or if a class is declared as a public, it is going to be accessible anywhere. That means you can access in any package. A member of a class are accessible from a different class as long as they are not private. So members of a class are accessible from any different class as long as if they are not private. So protected members of a class in a package are accessible to sub-packages or subclasses in a different classes. You can see in this particular chart. I'm going to show the chart in the next slide. So visibility, once again we are going to discuss. First thing is public, private, protected. There are three keywords are there: public and private and protected. So if you are using public keyword, so it is applied to a class, make it available or visible everywhere. So apply to a method or a variable, completely visible. So if you are applying private to a fields, you cannot apply, if you cannot apply the private for the class, or even if you apply, nothing will happen. So if you apply a private for a field or a methods for a class, only visible within that class. So private members are not visible within the subclasses or and are not inherited also. Even you can't inherit. That is the reason we will never declare any class as a private. So we can't achieve the inheritance. So next thing is protected. So when the members are protected, so protected members of a class are visible within the class and subclass and also within all the classes that are in the same package. It should be very clear. Protected members of a class are visible within the class, subclass, and also within all the classes that are in the same package. So visibility, you can see here, I have declared here public, protected, and the default is another keyword, and we will not use it as keyword. So by default it is private, another one. So when somebody asks you about access specifiers in Java, access specifiers, then you have to answer public, protected, or public, private, default, protected. You can think you have to answer 4, not 3, right? You can see accessible. Say accessible they have given. So if it is a public, you can access in the same class. You can access in the same package. You can access in sub package, non sub class also you can access. Even different packages also you can access. So if it is a protected, you can within same class you can access the class in package they can access subclass in different package, and you can access non subclass in different package you can't access. So by default, it is default. The same classes you can access. If it is same class, don't worry, it is will be accessible everywhere. So class in a package, it is accessible. Subclass in a different package. Subclass in a different package, you can't access it. So again, in non-subclass, you can't access it. Even private members, within the same class only you can access, and all other cases it will not be accessible. So how can you add a class to a package? So consider an existing package that contains a class called teacher. You can see I'm having an existing class called teacher in a package 1. So this class is stored in a teacher.java, right? Within a directory called pack1. So how do we a new public class called student to this package? How are you going to add? So in order to add this, it's very simple. You can extend it. So define a public class called student and place the package statement before the class definition as follows. You see, package name should be same. So package name here pack1 and the package name here also pack1. You can create it like that. So store in the student.java file under the directory called pack1. So now the package, you can see here package pack1. It consists of the class teacher as well as class student. So when the student.java file is compiled, the class file will be created and stored in the directory called pack1. Now the package pack1 will contain both the classes teacher and student. So when the packages, so how the naming classes will be there, they are going to discuss in this slide. So when packages are developed by different organizations, it is possible that multiple packages will have the same classes with the same name, leading to the naming clash. So how are you going to solve this? Package pack1, package pack2. You see here class teacher, class student, and we have the another package. In that we have the class student and class courses. You can see that. Suppose we are importing like this. So how are you going to import? Import space pack1. Now pack1 imports the teacher class as well as student class. Pack2 also we are importing dot star. No, all the classes will import. Then here also student class will import, and as well as course class. Here 2 times the student class is importing. Then there exists a compilation error. So the student class appeared for twice. So if you do like this, student 1, then which student class it has to use? Whether it has to use the package 1 student or package 2 student. There you have to use. In Java, naming class is resolved by accessing classes with the same name in multiple packages. By their fully qualified name you have to use. How are you going to import that? So you can create an object like this. Pack1.student space student1, pack2.student space student2. Now we are differentiating the classes with the help of package name. Here I am clearly specifying, you can see pack1.student. Here we have not specified student space student1. Then from which package it has to consider? Now you can see. So pack1 dot student space student1, pack2 dot student space student2. This is how you need to. If it is a teacher, you know there is no class, you can use it. So teacher space teacher1. If it is a course, no class. Don't worry. If there exists a class, you have to call that particular class with the help of package name. Package name dot student or package name dot class. So you can also extend a class from the package. So how are you going to extend this? You can see a new class called professor can be created by extending the teacher class. So defining the package pack1 as follows. Import pack1 dot teacher. That means I'm importing a class which is available in pack1. So now what I'm doing, I'm extending teacher. How are you going to, how I'm extending public class professor which extends the teacher. Anyhow, this definition is, this class is available pack1 dot teacher, pack1 package. You can provide your own body. So body of processor class, it is also able to inherit the public and protected members of of a teacher, but not private or default members of a teacher. So the summary. So packages allows grouping of related classes into a single unit, and packages are organized in hierarchical structure. Packages handle naming classes. Packages can be accessed or inherited without actual copy of code to each program. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching.